Mara shot his own mother in the head. Now, family members told us that the mother and her son had recently been arguing, as you mentioned, Adam, over him getting a job. The victim's brother, the uncle, wants no mercy for his nephew. Fatoumata Denson was a mother of 8. Police say one of her children, Musa Kamara, shot and killed her around 9 this morning.
Taylor had given Ashley $34,000 to hold on to.
Cassandra said that Taylor had given Ashley money. The money was the biggest red flag that shifted this from a missing person to a homicide investigation. I could see a deposit for $34,000 come into Ashley's bank account. And the following day, that money is transferred out into various accounts.
You've gotten her bank records and she starts squirming around a little bit more, crossing her hands into her legs, and that's an indication that she's uncomfortable and not really liking that line of questioning.
Do you know whose signature that is? Is that clearly Taylor's signature?
It looks like it. It says Taylor's name, but it doesn't really look like her signature.
Would you have maybe wrote her name on there by chance?
Probably not.
Give me for a second. Don't cross your legs and look at it for a second.
3 people have been charged in the brutal of 29-year-old Danielle Banks in Riverdale.
Riverdale police released photos of a watch and described a tattoo. Because it was so difficult to identify her, they needed help. Telling me police told him the 3 revealed why they killed her. It's hard to hear.
Said that she owed them $65.
Daisha Stevenson was bubbling. 3! Making sure her 16-year-old daughter had it all, serving as a caregiver for her mom who had a stroke and is now partially paralyzed. And to top it off, trying to be the perfect wife. Police found Stevenson's body Wednesday morning. She'd been shot point blank in the chest. Police say her husband, Michael Smith, is to blame.
I couldn't put the whole 10,000 in there plus the ring, so I don't know how much thousands I got in there with the ring. Read John 3:16. Open the Bible. A new ring, baby, and I got you 10,000, but I couldn't put 10,000 in there.
Hong Kong model Abby Choi dismembered over money dispute. Hong Kong police have made for arrest for the murder and dismemberment of a 28-year-old model after a financial dispute with her ex-husband's family. The partial remains of influencer Abby Choi, who last week appeared on the digital cover of fashion magazine L'Officiel Monaco, were found in a village house set up as a butchery site.
You don't have to say yes every time somebody asks you for money. You can say no without feeling guilty about it. Are you a bank? Besides, where were they when you were struggling?
Look, and let me tell you why. Because they don't want to be saved. They don't want to help themselves or do for themselves, so you can't help or do for them. You got people that prey on people like that. They're professional victims. You can't save them. Givers got to know when to stop giving, because takers don't know when to stop taking. You can't save them. Don't let them drain you.
1998, 99, I made like $130,000. Now listen, I'm coming from being homeless. I got $130,000. Got to the end of the year, had no money to pay my taxes. Nobody told me about taxes. Next year, I made $700,000. Same thing, no money to pay my taxes. I had a guilt inside of me that told me I didn't deserve it. I had given it all away to family, to friends. Next year, $7 million. Same situation. I came from a pathology of, in order to get money, all your money had to be gone. So this is the way that I was thinking. So I was giving it all away because I didn't feel that I deserved it or I was worthy of it. I felt like everybody else was. I got over that shit.
Now, this video will ruffle some feathers. It will ruffle some feathers, I must admit, because we're going to talk about why you will never be rich because of guilt. You're like, Cream, what are you talking about because of guilt? Oh, I saw this video from Tyler Perry and I was like, he is not lying. A lot of people are broke today because of guilt. They feel that they have to give up all their money, go into poverty, and be in debt for others because they don't feel like, one, they deserve it, and two, they let those who are not there yet guilt them out of their blessings. We're going to talk about it. Hey friend, welcome to my channel, Crean Elude Mental Gems. This channel is dedicated to leveling up in all areas of your life. So Let us learn together, read together, but most importantly, grow together. Now, without further ado, let's get into this video. Now, I do want to say before I go in, because I'm about to go in, that I already did a video on the misconceptions about money from the Bible, which I'll pin in the comments for all my Christians that have this false belief that one, God doesn't like rich people. He doesn't work with rich people. You're not supposed to be wealthy. It's a sin. Money is a sin and all of those things. We addressed all of that with scripture, faith-based evidence. And I suggest you check that out either before watching this video or after watching this video. But we talk about all of that. Here on this channel, we understand God has worked with Solomon, who was super rich. David was super rich. Saul, everyone that the Lord has worked with, the 3 wise men that were wealthy, they use their wealth to come bring God gifts and stuff like that. God does not. He's not a God of less. You don't have to have that Mother Teresa mentality of poverty, in order to please the Lord. He is a God of abundance that speaks of blessings in the Bible, financially, that speaks of blessings in terms of taking care of you, etc. But I'm not going to make this whole video about that topic. Like I said, a whole sermon, give that disclaimer because we already addressed it in that video. So I'm just going to go to the point. But I always know there's one. There's always one that want to come in the comments and make people feel like money is some form of sin as a Christian and feel guilty about it. And they haven't even read the Bible or understand what God is even saying in that regard. Because how can you help the poor if you ain't got money to help the poor? You can't help nobody or be of help or service to anybody or bring into the storehouse of the Lord if you have nothing to bring. Period. But nonetheless, let's talk about this guilt that people be feeling whenever they start to come up into a little something, right? Tyler Perry was talking about that and how when he started, making his way, he made his money and he would just give it all away. And he felt to a point he don't deserve it, knowing where he came from. There's a point you're like, I'm making all this money. Do I deserve it? What? Why do I have it? But he's not. The thing is that he's saying he worked hard for his money. He was homeless, living in his car, putting out them shows. And he is one of those producers that everyone who's worked with him says Tyler Perry is one of the only people in Hollywood to pay you what you're worth. Right? So, and he gives back a lot. Tyler Perry gives back a lot, say with the semantics of who he is, whatever. But oftentimes, nonetheless, regardless of all of that, you still feel like this is too much for me to have. I shouldn't keep any of it in order to please people. People will not be pleased with you, one, unless you're in the street somewhere. Some people will not be pleased with you. I always find there's people that will talk like, oh, the rich should give all their possessions to everyone and gravel in the streets, which they misunderstood the parable of the Lord saying, give all your riches and follow me, right? Y'all misunderstand that. Y'all don't understand how much this context is even misunderstood. The Lord is telling you nothing, just like Lot's wife, when she looked back because of her possessions that she had in Sodom and Gomorrah, and that's what kept her there. The Lord is saying no earthly possessions, riches, wealth, or money should separate you from me. The love of money is the root of evil, okay? But money itself is not evil. You need it. You need it for his house, his kingdom, to feed the poor, to take care of you and your family, to provide. He gives the parables again. Oh my goodness, I'm doing it again. But link in the comments, go check that out because we're not doing that. But nonetheless, I'll give you an example. There's people that they start to make a little money, right? The guilt first starts, let's talk about it, people that knew you when you were poor. People that knew you when you didn't have it like that, or where you were on your come up. They remember the old, let's use me for an example. They remember the old Kareen. The old Kareen now wore the same pair of shoes with every outfit. When she went to church, she wore the same pair of shoes. To school, the same pair of shoes. To the grocery store, wherever she was going, she had one pair of shoes. That's the Kareen we remember. And now she's wearing all these different styles of clothes. She's taking trips. She's doing this, whatever. People start to feel away and they start to guilt trip you. Oh, you forgot everybody. You done changed. Look back at your peoples. Take care of this, da. They start to talk like that. They don't know that, okay, that same Kareen that you knew with the one pair of shoes went to school and studied her brains out to the point of having panic anxiety attacks, having all types of gut issues, stomach issues, because she was staying staying up late, beating herself up just to study for these exams, to pass and get her degree. Stay up late to work and discover other creative outlets that she can make money for herself. Lived with a roommate where she was just eating noodles every day. Noodles and cabbage soup. And those same people that's trying to make you feel guilty were better off than you. They never sent you not even $1. None of them called you to send you $1. You probably never even asked them for $1. I know in my lowest, I ain't asked nobody for $1. Tyler Perry was living in his car for a reason. He wasn't trying to be nobody's, leech. My lowest, I wasn't asking people for money. I don't owe nobody. I say this proudly. I don't owe nobody. Nothing. I am proud of that. There's not a person in this world that I have ever fixed my lips to borrow any money from. And yet, there will be people that feel entitled to be like, you forget everybody just because you're finally enjoying the fruits of your labor. You're finally relaxing. You can finally afford more than one pair of shoes. You didn't take not one vacation. These people is going on vacations left to right, living their lives. They weren't thinking about you when you was at your lowest. Because why was he living in his car? Where was these people when he was living in his car? Those same people he went broke after making those money. Where were they when you were living in your car? When you was rooming with people, having roommates eating cabbage soup and noodles, where was these people that now want to tap into your riches? Because if they were such people that are worthy of getting all your funds now, you're going broke for them, why were you in your car? They didn't have a room for you? Let's talk about it. Those same people allowed you to be homeless, but now want to benefit from your hard work. Let's talk about it. People you never asked a dime from. They never offered a room for you to come stay in. Now feels away because you're not helping them. And yes, we're supposed to be generous, but the Bible talks about leeches and laziness and all that. Again, link in the comments. It's pinned. I talk about this so much where God don't call us to enable people. Because then the other people that make you feel guilty for their benefit using manipulation is people that want you to enable them. People that aren't doing nothing with their life. We saw that mother in New York that her son, boom, in her head, took her life out of here because she told her son, you need to go get a job. And this was a grown man that she was taking care of. Do y'all see this? You have grown men that are taking their moms out because their moms are no longer enabling them. You have family members that are bad-mouthing you right now, that don't like you, that think, oh, she thinks she all that, this and that, because you're not enabling them. I got it out the mud. I did my stuff right. You're not sick. You're not disabled. You're just as intelligent as me. We came from the same opportunities. You chose to do nothing or go on the wrong path. And now a lot of people feel like, hey, if you have one, because you might be, again, that one person, whether in your friend group or family or your community, that one person that got it, and everybody feels they owed half of your income or a huge portion of your income just off the strength of them knowing you or having proximity to you or being family. Like, oh, since you got it, we all got it. And now you can't even keep up with your payments or pay your taxes. They don't know with the more money you have, you got to pay taxes. Somebody making $150,000 a year, $200,000 a year, they got to pay 40% tax, at least here in the state of Florida. If I make $100,000 a year, I'm only leaving with $60,000. There's $40,000 of that I have to pay in taxes. They're not considering those things because the middle class is the ones that get taxed. Not the poor, they get tax credits, write-offs, all of those things. The super rich, they know how to work the system. You're getting taxed and feeling a little guilty because you finally got your nursing degree. You finally finished law school. You got a little job. People that never checked up on you while you was in law school, not having food to eat, they never supported you. Now they reaching out, their hands itching for a handout. God says to help the poor and the needy. Your son living in your basement is not the poor and needy. Your little cousins and all them, they're not the poor and needy. They're grown. They should be working, but they're not. And you're going broke over them. And you're feeling guilty, like you don't want to leave no one behind. Old friends that you had that just all these years chose to play around, mess around, not take anything serious, do nothing with their lives. And they're like, oh, you acting different. I'm supposed to be different. You're right. I don't want to be Kareen from 2002. Just because you chose to be this person from 2002 still. I am different. We're supposed to elevate. That guilt will keep you poor. And let me tell y'all a story to land it home. Because y'all know I told y'all this video is going to ruffle little feathers. And y'all know I keep it real with y'all. Like I said, the Lord allows me to go through things for my subscribers. I've come to accept that. But the Lord does allow things to happen to us for it to be a story, right? I told you guys in another video, the video is titled, I'm Not Nice. I'm not a nice person. And it was to tell you why I'm not nice anymore. I was, in an angry state in that era. So I did that video. I'll link it in the end cards, in the comments also, along with the Bible one. But I did that video on my actual biography channel, my other channel, 2020, yep. And then I re-uploaded when I started this channel. I added it, moved it, and let that channel just be for biographies and moved everything here. So it's an older video. One of the first videos I uploaded on this, I was in an angry state because this was Kareen coming out of debt. Unspeakable debt. On behalf of people I shouldn't have been in debt for. Guilt. Guilt. And when you have your troubles, now you got to pay your taxes. You got these loans, these student loans, these debts, these things that's hitting you hard. Everybody that used you up dry now wants to give you financial advice. Now wants to tell you, well, why don't you downsize? What you doing with your money? You shouldn't be the nerve. And you're looking like, I'm in these predicaments because I was helping you. I didn't want you left behind. You going doing payment plans to pay other people's bills that are grown. Even people that have their own families. You know how crazy that is? A lot of you guys, you might be the sister or the big bro in the family or the rich auntie, this, whatever, blah, blah, blah in your family. And you single, you living your life. And it's people that have their own life, like they're grown. They got their spouses, they got children, they got stuff. And they're the ones sucking you dry. And feel no remorse about it. And when things are bad for you, you can't call them. Instead, they want to give you financial advice. Forgetting that you're in these predicaments because of your overgenerosity. If I'm preaching to someone, comment #preaching in the comments. People never lack audacity. If there's one thing that there's an abundance of, it's audacity. Because they'll be the ones to badmouth you. Those same people that suck you dry because you feel guilty. You have to be there for them. The minute now you lose your home, you foreclosed, your car got repoed, you evicted, all this. Girl, did you see what happened to Kareen? Girl, all that she tried to flex and this and that. Look, that's the problem. They the same ones to whisper behind your back. I believe in helping the needy, the homeless, those who really don't have it. But I will never enable grown adults who have opportunities. You're not homeless. You're just lazy. You're making bad choices. You refuse to let the substance go and go get an education and get your life together. And you have the audacity every month to go ask someone to help you in the hole that you keep digging for yourself. And then using guilt to keep them stuck. And you keep falling for it because guilt of spirituality and Christianity. When I learned that this is not what God wanted, I was free from that. Because at one point, you're literally doing it for God. You're like, Lord, I want to be right with you. I don't want to turn no one away and say I can't do something if it's in my power to do it, if they're really in need. The Lord was like, sat me down, had an intervention with me, spoke to me in my dreams, sent me counsel. He sent people of God to speak to me like, sis, what are you doing? I'll go as far as to say, over generosity landed me in the hospital. Panic attacks, anxiety, landed me with stomach issues like, I'm telling you. And I'm not just talking gut, I'm talking about some girl, you might need surgery. Over generosity. It does that to people. It's a burden. And people don't care that it's a burden on you as long as you're helping them. They don't care about your mental health. They don't care if you're doing okay. They're not checking up on you for that. Everyone, when it comes to money, have ulterior motives. It's rare to find people that genuinely just cares for you. They don't care about you as a person. They don't. And the sooner you realize that, it's going to be good for you. When I'm talking about the disease to please, if you see my psychology videos and all those where I'm always talking about people pleasing and stuff, I told y'all 2024, I'm going to talk all about it. But 2025, we're not talking about this no more. We're free from that. I've been free from this type of stuff. But it's real. It's not just me. It's people too. I've now been in circles and joined circles of similar like-minded people. They're going through the same things. They're the main person helping everyone around them. And they're like, no, I have to cut that off. Da, da, da. I'm learning from their experiences. There's people that lost everything. They were on top and they lost everything because of guilt. They even lost their health, had strokes, heart attacks because of pressure other people applied on them. You don't owe people nothing. God is their savior. Yes, you're your brother's keeper. But you see what Abel, being naive, led to his death. Joseph not being aware, and I spoke about Joseph on why you should stop talking. Oh my goodness, so many gems, videos. I can't pin them all. But I spoke about Joseph and how his lack of awareness with his brothers, sharing his dreams that they hate him, led him to be sold. Of course, God allowed everything to happen. But a lot of times with this brother's keeper thing, being naive, just looking out, that got Joseph all happy, and they mean you harm. They mean you harm. You have to pray that God give you discernment to know. Like I pray, Lord, show me who to help if there's someone I need to help. But I've learned that sometimes it's the closest people to you that will not care if you're on your deathbed with this. The second thing that he talked about that I want to address is that he felt like he didn't deserve it. He had imposter syndrome. And I did a video on imposter syndrome too. Just put in Karina Lude imposter syndrome. I don't know. I did so many videos on these topics. But you worked for it. I had imposter syndrome for a very long time. You feel like a fraud, like I don't deserve this. It don't feel real. On my other biography channel, when I first reached 100K, it didn't feel real. You can't really rejoice. You feel like, yeah, I'm putting in the work, I'm doing this, but dang, I don't deserve this many people sitting down watching me. It's something you have to get over. Or if you get rewarded for it, you want to quickly get rid of whatever rewards you get, because you just as a part of you, that's still that poor little child that don't feel like you're deserving. That spirit of poverty, that spirit of homelessness was dwelling in you to feel like you don't deserve it. And then once it leaves, because sometimes it leaves and you start to, okay, maybe I do deserve it. Then a spirit of arrogance can creep in if you're not careful, of corruption for love of money, where you start to then overexert. Like you walk into a store and the person looking at you feeling like you can't afford what's in the store, so you show them I can't afford it. You start buying stuff you don't need, worthless, spending money on stupid stuff, flexing. Oh, I'll pay for everybody's food at the table. I'll do this. You put yourself in positions for people to feel like you're their, bank or a genie in a bottle. You become the savior, the hero complex of people. Then you got to get rid of that. The Lord will take you to those trials and be like, no, relax. Because now you broke because of all the expenses you're making trying to keep up with the Joneses. You broke now. You in debt because you done went and bought $6,000 shoes on credit. Why? You ain't even pay your taxes yet. And at the end of the year, the taxes come. Where's the money? You didn't save none. That's how a lot of rich millionaires, you will see people, I done seen people that made millions, even billions, and they're still poor. I'm not lying to you. I know people that make millions that's still poor. They have, at the end of the year, probably $60 in their accounts. They own major companies. Whether it's China, major companies. I'm talking about people that, airline companies, production companies, all of those, and it has $60 in their accounts. It's not that they're not making the money. The revenue is coming in. Hundreds of millions. But that same poor spirit, I don't deserve it spirit, I gotta flex to show people that I do deserve it. So let me buy this expensive shirt to show I do deserve it. It take a while to get rid of that spirit after years of getting in trouble with IRS, after years of getting in trouble with having $50 in your account at the end of the year, after you made $7 million for the year. And then you only left with $50. Like, where did all the $7 million go? Then they learn, all right, time for me to stop flexing. That's why these older people like the Bill Gates and all those things, you might see that, hey, they don't wear those expensive stuff. They're not flexing as much as you see because they don't learn through experience that imposter syndrome was making me poor, buying stuff I didn't need to prove to people that I actually deserve what I got. So I didn't feel I deserved it. But was it not you that was working those late nights, losing sleep? Those same people I know that makes those hundreds of millions, they don't even sleep. I call a friend of mine right now. Where he's at? The office. And I'm recording this video, I kid you not. I've been recording all day, so don't mind me. It is 12:44 in the morning. I know. On days I record, listen, I'm done at like 1 in the morning. I could start at like, 9 a.m. and I'll be done. So I batch record often. It happens on recording days. I sacrifice sleep a little late. But I have friends I can call right now. They're all at the office or they're all working just like that. And they'll call me, they see me working. I sleep now, I don't play about that. But then, they know. And they'll wake up early too. Is it healthy? No. But they grind. And then you have the nerve to feel like you don't deserve it. Do you see how late you're working? Do you see how early you wake up? You hustling every day. You working, writing up plans and, making things happen every day. You're responsible for so many lives, and yet you feel like you don't deserve it. And because you feel like you don't deserve it, you just throwing it away to ungrateful people, and you're throwing it away to prove something. You'll never be rich. You'll have the net worth, but never the income. You'll never have the liquid cash, the capital. You can't just swipe your card. Everything will be on credit. You'll have that poor mindset. Look at the Vanderbilts. Gloria Vanderbilt, I did a video for her on my biography channel, which is Anderson Cooper's mom and stuff family. The Vanderbilt family were one of the richest family in the West. And they lost everything. Poor mindset. You'll have billionaires that will lose everything. They be broke. Their net worth be in the billions. Oh, this rich, and they broke. People are giving them free flights. People are giving them free rides on the jets and stuff off the strength of their names and their net worths. There's people that'll pay for nothing. They'll get on a yacht. They pay for nothing. Just because, we can say that we had blah, blah, blah on our yacht. They'll even give them a yacht, the manufacturer of the yachts, the manufacturer of the airplane, so that other people with real wealth that's responsible can say, this person with a net worth of blah, 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 $1 trillion got this, but it was gifted to them. Y'all don't know the scams in this world. It was gifted to them. As they still don't know how to save their money. They don't know how to keep it. It's flex, it's this, it's the imposter syndrome. You're never gonna, I'm telling you this, and I don't want this for you, but you need that tough lesson. I was told this by a good friend of mine. I'll never forget. I'm forever grateful. Looked at me dead in my eyes and said, Kareen, you will never be wealthy going the way that you're going. You need to stop. Because here it is, the end of the year, and I'm doing inventory, and I worked in finances. I worked in finances before YouTube. I know how to make spreadsheets and budget my stuff out and all this stuff and pay my taxes. What is going on? At the end of the year, I'm looking and I am embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to look at my accountant. And it's like, where did it all go? Where did it all go? He is speaking facts. Y'all need to stop. A lot of people are bitter because they don't have it in them to do anything. Not everyone, but if you're in America and you don't have no disabilities holding you back, please stop hating people for having the grind. You don't know how they got where they got. Not everybody's scamming or using their money to oppress. Some people are giving, they're not telling you. You know how many stuff I give to? I don't have to announce. That's not what God calls you to do, to announce. It's coming out of my account directly every month. How many different real organizations? I'm not talking to Red Cross and all those that be scamming y'all. Real organizations, whether it's back home, here in the States, Haiti, whatever. But I don't got to talk about that. Give to who needs it. If you really want to have a giving spirit, give to your church. Give to those who really need it, not just alone to the church. There's people in your church that's probably really like the widows. Their husbands just died. Their kids don't have school supplies. None of those things. A lot of churches be needing donations to when school's coming back, pencils and stuff. Y'all have it. Y'all don't even go and volunteer, but you giving it to your little nephew who's in your basement, eating up all your children's food because he refuses to work. And he's 27 years old, but you can't even donate $100 to the church fund to go get some books and pencils to the kids. Or your community is doing outreach programs. You can't even donate, be a silent donator. You know how many communities, whether it's my old hood, they giving turkeys on Thanksgiving, they need donations. Go, you don't have to live there anymore to still donate. That money that you give into that ungrateful person, go give it to them. Help them people get turkeys. You know, there's some good people that was in the hood that was working day and night to get out. And circumstances. There's people that really grind. Those are the people you help. As I can see, I get so passionate about this. May the Lord be with you and release you from these shackles in Jesus' holy name. Amen. I will see you in the other video. The next one's coming up. I love you guys. Until next time.